Welcome to the Magic on the Inside podcast by the Sisters Enchanted, where we chat magic, hot topics, personal development, and good old-fashioned life. Brew up something delicious and sit with us for a spell. Welcome to this episode of the Magic on the Inside podcast. I'm Sarah, founder of the Sisters Enchanted.
And I'm Anna, the co-founder of the Sisters Enchanted.
And on today's episode of the most finely, elegantly curated podcast that ever was.
Hashtag never podcast responsibly.
Hashtag not true. And we're talking about the Capricorn full moon, June 24th, 2021.
Yes.
Coming your way.
The Capricorn moon in me is emotionally cold over the fact that we now do these podcasts forward facing.
Like on a video?
A video, yeah, so you could see it. And that when I listen to you, I slunge and I like do this. And it's really just not a good look. And so now I feel like I have to sit up straight and maybe like turn. Like, what is it, cheek?
I know.
Or
well,
what are these bones? These
your
are
collarbone?
Collarbones in.
We're actually working on building. Okay, we're not building it. Like, it's built. It's a room that's built. We're working on filling
studio.
A recording room.
Yes.
With cozy chairs and a table to put coffee on.
And then I can, really nonchalantly, real cash, hold a pillow over my mom punch.
Yeah. It has a purple rug in it.
It does.
And two gray sort of comfy chairs. I mean, they look comfy. They're actually not really at all comfy. Wouldn't recommend them to anybody.
They don't have like memory foam. No, it's like permanent memory foam.
How
like you sit in it once and it's like permanently dented.
Yeah, one of the chairs, we got it, and I think I used it for recording videos one day for like 3 hours, and I stood up and I was like, that chair looks 5 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think one of the days we had a team meeting, and I sat in one with Riker for
flailing of light around.
I am. I had one, and because I like to hold things, it helps me.
I'm holding my foot.
I see that. I definitely squished in the other chair, so maybe we should sit and see whose butt indented which chair, so that when we're podcasting, we can sit appropriately.
Yeah, no,
in our permanent memory foam chair.
Yeah, it was not. They're not the best. They're cute though, so
they're podcast worthy.
Everything serves a purpose. How's your Capricorn moon feel about the uncomfy chairs and the work to be done in them?
I mean, I think that my Capricorn moon is like work now, comfort later.
Oh, it's different from your Virgo sun. I
mean, is it though?
Well, if I know anything about you, it's that you enjoy your comfort.
I do, but let's just tangent, as we never ever do. We don't do. This is not for tangenting. Bad tangents. I work from home, as we do here at the Sisters Enchanted.
I work here.
Yes, and I try to, but it's not going so well.
I work at this office.
But I work from home most of the time because, look, I switched out to a Sharpie. Is that safe right now? And I sit on the couch because as I have shared, sorry for those who don't want to hear the mom stuff, but I have Riker in my arms almost all the time. He won't sleep being put down. He only sleeps in my lap. Half nursing, half not nursing. And I always sit like half sideways, slumped in on a couch, typing with one hand. And so I am usually in a certain amount of pain all the time. So yes, I don't think about what's the most comfortable position for me at that time. I think about what's the most comfortable position for Riker that I can also get my work done.
Well then.
So I will say
me corrected.
Oh yeah, with this here purple Sharpie.
Suddenly so
this is
tired.
Actually like indigo.
Like we hit record and I lost my zest for everything.
Because we need to have a box of iced coffee in the fridge. We saw this website who has iced coffee that you put in your fridge, like a box o wine, but it's a box o coffee. So sponsor, if you want to sponsor us, box o iced coffee, people.
This Capricorn moon, we're going to talk about the full moon, I promise. Also, though, like, what's the moon sign? Like, what moon sign would have in their fridge side by side a box of wine and a box of iced coffee? Like, what's that person look like?
All of them.
Is it a Sagittarius stellium, but without their moon there? Because I would have a box of wine and a box of coffee.
Yeah, but I would too.
And I would drink them, like, I would double fist them and be like,
Well, yeah.
a little bit of coffee, a little bit of wine.
Yeah. But I'm the same way, and I'm supposed to be responsible, except that Scorpio rising of mine.
See, maybe it's the Scorpio stuff. Maybe that's what this is.
Maybe.
Because I have a fair
That,
portion
like,
of Scorpio in my
deep
chart.
need to, like, burn things down, and so, like, to be rebirthed through the sip of coffee and then to burn it back down
With
through
the
sip
wine,
of wine.
just destroy
Just
your
over and
insides
over
while
and
you're
over
at
again.
it. Oh my gosh,
In a
maybe.
constant state of death and rebirth.
Yeah, Anna sent me this web link and I was like,
I want
the
that.
first thing I thought, well, yeah, I was like, I need that. And the second thing I was like, and I don't even buy box, like I don't drink wine.
It's actually a pretty good value.
And
I have
I
not
was
done it in a
like,
while, but it is.
What if I had in my fridge a box of wine and a box of iced coffee next to each other? That was where my head went immediately.
I think it would make you a forward thinker.
Yeah, me too. It would just prove
A real innovator.
everything we've already known to be true about me.
Right?
In all the levels.
I agree. So,
Like, let me get drunk and then caffeinate.
yeah. No, that's true. Actually, back in Sarah and our wild days, Sarah and I, the wild days, there is a casino semi-locally to us. And there has definitely been more than one occasion where we went, we had the fun, and we walked out getting a coffee and a donut.
Yeah, that's always the cure. Coffee and a donut at 1 a.m. That'll set you straight.
Yeah. So, anyways.
Every time.
Podcast responsibly. Anyways.
The, like, bottom of the coffee thing, it's, like, burnt and black. And, like,
it's been there for a few hours.
Yeah, it's definitely not right. Just drink that black.
Yeah.
And eat a donut.
Yeah.
Suddenly you're going to be like, I don't know what's happening. I
A
feel
solid
sick to my
glazed
stomach and I must
donut,
get
just like
home.
a plain glaze. It's like a piece of bread, but with that little sugary slathering on top. Everything you need
Yeah.
to succeed.
So that's what we need here,
Yeah.
probably.
Okay, I do want to say.
About the Capricorn full moon?
Yes.
Let's see how we can get this on track.
Yeah, I am. I'm saying that I wish we need to do a chart stand by stand, side by side analysis of you and I, because we're starting to realize that we're very, very similar.
My seventh house
Your seventh house.
is mostly Capricorn.
Yeah, but I don't see us with like a flare of responsibility.
Okay, hold on. I am going to say that while I don't appear to be responsible, really think about me for a second. My entire life is responsibility.
Well, it
Like
is.
really, like pull back. There's not the
Well,
like,
well, so is mine in a sense too. Like we're responsible for families and all sorts of things. So yes, we're responsible people. But like,
you know, in the day to day, I'm
if
not.
I
wouldn't call
had to
myself
put a
responsible.
T-shirt over your head that had a key word
It
for
wouldn't
you,
say
it wouldn't
responsible.
say responsible. I don't even know
No.
if it would make it in the top 5 running. And I don't think you would say that about me either.
No, I do know. What's their seventh house is that the contract? House?
Contractual relationships.
Contractual relationships. Yeah. So we've talked about this. How for me with the seventh house, I don't really have. I actually have one thing in there. I forget what though. It's like barely in there. It's right with my Sagittarius
They're
stuff.
contractually
And-
obligated.
Well, that's what like because I am when you think of this idea of responsibility and then Capricorn, then we think of like the seventh house. You know, I am a business owner, and the people I have 3 family members.
'Cause my moon would be in your 7th house.
4 family members who are, you know, I provide for every month on the booksy books. And then my own family, because
Right.
my husband's a stay-at-home dad. So in terms of contractual relationships and my moon's not in Capricorn, but just having Capricorn in that house.
I like how
I mean,
it
that makes
shows
a lot of
that you're
sense.
really committed to me.
But okay, so hold on, yeah, because the moon's going to be full in Capricorn.
Yes, it
so
is.
even though I don't have much, what is in Capricorn for me? I'm gonna have to look. I do have one thing, and I'm not recalling.
I think just the moon for me.
But that is a with that there though. Oh my goodness! So is all my responsibility being illuminated?
illuminate the possibilities.
Is that what you think?
I don't know.
Answer me.
No, I have a Capricorn in my second. I always forget. I have so many intercepted houses that I'm so confused in life. I have Neptune in Capricorn in my second house, as well as Capricorn moon in my third.
Let's see, mine's right here. We have a file in our work stuff with our team with everybody's birth charts in it. So let's pull that up there.
Just a quick look-see-do.
Yeah, so we know. Oh yeah, my Neptune's at 2 degrees Capricorn, so it's barely in there. See, it's in. Oh no, but that's still in my 6th house though.
Yeah.
So
you just have Capricorn in your.
Yeah, it's like my whole 7th house is Capricorn.
Yeah.
With nada in it. But so for that though, contractual relationships, this really goes to tell you about astrology and how fascinating it is, because I don't have any planets in that 7th house or like significant things anyway that would show up on a pretty standard birth chart. But that Capricorn lined up in there definitely does make sense for my life. And what's interesting too is what you said about the responsibility thing. Like in the day to day, I would definitely not be like, who's the responsible one here, and then put me in charge. But also though, I would, because I am the one that always ends up being in charge. It's just my personality and my like day-to-day approach to life does not come off as responsible. But if you're in a room of people and you're like, who's going to be the person who's going to keep us, like I'm probably going to be the one pointed to. And so I think it's interesting because that's like an essence of me, but it's not my presentation in life.
Right.
And I have no planets or asteroids in there, but like my essence is this person who would be responsible in contractual relationships. But that's not like my day-to-day life doesn't play out that way.
Right.
So that's so interesting how that works.
Yes. I'm responsible if we're meal prepping or taking care of a lot of people in a manner that you might cook for them or provide luxury, some sleeping arrangements. Then I'm responsible.
So Capricorn is the CEO of the zodiac.
Yes,
we say, and is that like that work person? Like they corporate style people. They're gonna. It's the sea goat, right? Is that where we're at with like I don't really understand that, but like how it's gonna persevere on the sea mountains. That's not the story at all, but I just can't wrap my head around it.
The story
goes.
It's actually more like a satyr fish, I think, technically speaking. I don't know. Mythology nerds don't come at me. I think it's more of a satyr fish.
A satyr fish.
Because
that makes perfect sense.
The constellation of Capricorn.
As opposed to a sea goat.
is... I was doing a chat one day at class about constellations.
And satyr
and we started making jokes about satyr goats, but that's not right. And it ended up being that we were saying it wrong. It was satyr fish. So satyr fish. The story about Capricorn in the constellation mythological aspect in Greek mythology is, we have 2 constellations, I think, that are relatable to this story. And the different ways that it kind of like came out is the fight between Typhoon, and Zeus. So
not the sea and the goat.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
So after there's the war, the Titans versus the new gods coming up like Zeus and all those, and so. There is this whole thing that happens. Gaia is a Titan. She kind of fights on the side of Zeus and the gods during the war, but then when all the Titans fall and all of her children kind of fall, she has like a moment of like really wanting to passionately defend her children, and has one more offspring in the form of Typhoon. And Typhoon is this giant monster with like hundreds of snakes coming out of its shoulders. It has a snake body. It's this fierce, ferocious monster. And there's a showdown. Zeus and him like toe up, and it's like the scary fight. And so during this fight, the other gods and stuff of the pantheon that we know get all kind of nervous and like want to run away because they like, don't want to be a part of this. They're a little fearful. They don't want to be caught up in this battle or get hurt during this battle. So when this is happening, you have the story of Pan, who's a satyr.
Oh, he is.
Yes. He, in fear for his life and safety, jumps into the water and tries to turn into a fish so that he can get away. But it doesn't turn out 100%, and he ends up with just a fish tail and still his upper body, trying to persevere and get away from this fiasco. And then we also see this story in the sign of Pisces, because Aphrodite and her son Eros are trying to get away, and they jump in the water together and turn into fish and tie their tails together so they don't lose track of each other while trying to get away. And that's why you have the sign of Pisces and the connected fish. Mm-hmm. So it's a satyr fish.
Gotcha.
And it's Pan trying to self-preserve. Like, what's the word that I'm trying to use?
I don't know.
He's trying to protect himself.
Yeah. Okay. So, Capricorn.
Yeah, that
is going to get stuff done.
The constellation of Capricorn.
And
it's about getting stuff done at all costs. Like, he was going to get away, even if he did not, it didn't work out the way that he intended, he was still going to get away.
Yeah.
He was determined to get away.
So, all I could think when you were telling that story was, like, the Pan statues. And I was like, I need to get my head in the sea goat story, not other things. Okay.
That's not very CEO of you.
I know. I don't know why. It's just when you said Pan, because I don't know. I guess I wasn't familiar with this version of this story or something. And then I was like,
well, because it's the constellation.
Pan? Like that Pan?
Yeah, it's that Pan.
That's where my head went. Okay.
Yeah. Satyr fish. You heard it here, folks.
The satyr fish.
The satyr fish.
Okay. So the timing of this, June 24th, and I love this, like getting things done at all costs, because this is right after the solstice, the longest day of the year, midsummer, and then we are moving into the harvest festivals, as we've been talking about here on the podcast. But this is a great time to say, what am I getting done, like at all costs, so I can harvest in the winter time?
Stop satyr fishing around and put your best foot forward.
Exactly. You heard it here. I really need a nap. I don't know what's come over me. I just want to go to sleep.
Well, you can't. You're podcasting. You can't leave me here alone.
Who made this schedule?
If you left me here alone, the podcast would never end.
It's almost like I'm not in charge of my own
Because I would never get to the point. I'd be like, so, yeah, in recap. And then it would be like another tangent. And I'd be like, in recap.
I just want to go to sleep right now. I didn't sleep well last night. I was sound asleep, and then Adam walked in, woke me up. And then at like 5:30 this morning, I was sound asleep again. Another kid woke me up. It's just all too much. All right. So at the full moon, the Capricorn full moon, this is an amazing time to release maybe the ways that you think you need to do something, and really consider how would a person who is going to accomplish this against all odds, how would they get that done? And then be that person. So shine a light on that, and then release the stuff that you think is in your way, because often it's stuff we create for ourselves, so that you can have an abundant harvest season and go into the dark months not worried about running out of food supplies.
Yeah, it may be a good time
metaphorical food supplies.
Yeah, it may be a good time too to not let, because it is a full moon, and with the moon we do have that kind of emotional side to things, or your emotions being tied to things. It might be a good call to action too, to have really good boundaries and to not let emotions interrupt the work that you need to get done.
Yeah.
Like, Capricorn moon energy is notorious for having strong boundaries and being able to separate emotions from life.
Yeah. There you go. And we always recommend this. Look at your own birth chart and see what's in Capricorn for you. What's going on there? Like I said, Anna's moon. So if your moon's in Capricorn, then this is all extra. Like
my third house.
Any shadow stuff you have going on around your Capricorn moon, it's going to be stronger for you.
In my house of siblings.
This makes so much sense right now. Your Capricorn moon in your house of siblings. And your sibling over here with her 7th house, Capricorn, nothing.
I am in your 7th house. My moon
essence.
is in your 7th house.
Yeah.
My essence is in your 7th house.
Your emotions are in my 7th house.
You've chosen to be married to me for life.
I'm contractually obligated to your emotions.
Not even that, but it's
your
more than that.
Emotional body.
It's more than that. It's more than that, Sarah.
I don't know what anything is.
I'm going to have to pull in my Capricorn moon to separate myself emotionally from this conversation.
All I know is I'm really tired right now, and I don't know why. It's not
because the sponsor who is going to send us the box of coffee hasn't shown up yet.
It's too bad there's no one around to bring us coffee either. We could just go make some before our class.
That's hot coffee, and it's hot outside.
True, but it's cool in here.
It is.
The thing about our office, I often complain about it because I don't complain about it.
It doesn't feel very
It's not my favorite office ever. Like, it's a really good size, and it's like the price is right for where we live. So there's lots of pros to it. Lighting is sort of a disaster, and it's kind of loud in these parts if people are doing things in any of the surrounding offices, which I'd imagine really sucks to be them, actually, because we're probably really loud when we're here. But we only have one little window in our office. It's like small. There's only one.
It's narrow.
And our office is pretty big, but it's because our office is built into a ledge. So like on our entrance side, we're on the first floor, and there like you can't get into the second floor, and then you drive around back, and then it's only one story from the back, if that makes sense, but that's like on top of us.
Right.
So our office, the back half of it is built into a ledge. So our office, it's like 80 degrees, 85. Like, I'll have my air conditioning cranking at home, and it's still hot in there. And we haven't had the air on here all summer because we're underground on one half. So, I mean, it stinks we don't have windows. On the other hand, though, it's really cool in here, and it's quite comfortable, and we don't have to put the air on.
If you could.
And there's lots of spiders the size of quarters here due to being underground. There's tons of giant spiders, like giant big spiders.
If you could apply an astrological sign to the office, what would it be?
I don't know. I feel like it would, okay, this is weird. I'm getting weird because these are not the same. It would either be, I would think, like Scorpio or Capricorn, which is not same, right? But I think because it's built like a traditional office, like there's rooms, there's like one of those secretary windows to exchange like documents and things. I mean, it's very like built for boundaries and business. Yeah. But also, I can't tell
if it likes us.
If it likes us or not. Like, are these spiders friendly spiders? Is it like if we just spent a little time putting in some lamps and like making it cozy, would it feel cozy, or is this office still going to throw a shade? I really can't tell. And that is Scorpio energy.
It is. I was going to say Gemini at first, and then when you started talking, I was like, no, it's Scorpio.
Yeah, no. I feel like
I was going to say it was unsure. Like, it wants to be like full of life, but it also wants to be dark and unsure.
Maybe it's like
it's like listening because you can hear everything.
Maybe it's like a Capricorn rising and a Scorpio sun. But it's like the Scorpio is in the first house with that. Like, it's all right there, so you can't really tell it apart, and you're not sure what's happening. Like, if it just wants you to get down to business, or if it's judging your every move and trying to figure out how to send the world's biggest spider at you.
What would you do if one just descended?
Right now? I don't know. That would kind of make my day, actually. I'd be like, now we know. Now we know.
Right. No, I feel like we need to be watchful.
The office it used
to
be
watchful,
bustling in here because I would work here. Anna would work here. Anna's husband during like COVID times, he worked here because his office wasn't going to work, though he still worked, and so he had like his own office here, and we would just be in and out, and like the coffee maker was going, and it just felt like
trays of smoothies. Yeah, and coffee
it felt so nice. And then these last 2 weeks,
frequent.
Anna's husband's back at work. Anna's home mostly with Riker because he just crawls, and it's just too much to have him here. And so I'm here by myself. And this last week, being here by myself all the time, and this just all lonely, all these spiders emerge. Like we've had them before, so it wasn't surprising. But they're usually the ones that we see, they like jump. They're jumping spiders, and they come out of nowhere. These were different kinds of spiders that I had not seen living in here that were also gigantic. And
because you've seen the bodies.
Yeah, I've seen
the wasps.
And yeah, some of them appear to have died on their own. So we come in, they'll just be like a dead spider.
What's the life cycle of a spider?
I have no idea. But they just were like, there was like several of them just chilling, like staring at me. And I was like, all right, so now it's me and the spiders. It's good. That's how this is going to be. Me in our big office with a bunch of spiders.
2 years.
Oh, well, yeah. So there you go. Anyway.
But have been known to live up to 20 years in captivity.
That's weird. Our office is a Capricorn rising with a Scorpio sun. And I don't know what its moon is because it doesn't really show us its emotions. And
Inverted. It's probably a Scorpio both.
You think sun and moon?
Spiders can live into your house 1 to 2 years in your home.
Yeah.
Because they're hiding from you.
We have at least 2 different types of spider in here that are both the size of a quarter. One is like a wolf spider, I think, and those ones jump. Those little ones jump, and they're not little; they're huge, and they jump.
They're hairy.
Yeah, they're like you can like see their eyes at a distance. And then there's these like really big, like thick black ones. That's what when I came in the other day, those were hanging around. I was like, "Hello, spiders."
You're living here for 1 to 2 years and procreating.
It's just you and me, you and me.
It's like Charlotte's Web. In
Everybody's left me.
Hello, friend. Hello, darkness.
Yeah, that's what it feels like in here. But like our office doesn't have like I'm never afraid to be here alone. Like it doesn't have like a creepy feeling. It's really cold in here. It's cold in the winter. We could turn the heat up to like 80 and it will not get warm.
That's why we have blankets.
But in the summer, it's turning out to be really nice. Yeah, we have a bunch of blankets in here because in the winter it's so cold.
Except for the day of our 5th birthday party, it was not cold.
It's true.
There was something wrong.
We danced up some heat. But in the winter, when we're not teaching or like on camera, we're sitting here with big throw blankets wrapped around
Sarah
us.
has some slippers.
Yeah, I have slippers. It's so cold in here in the winter, and you can turn the heat up so high, and it just won't catch up.
Maybe we should get a heater.
Yeah, well, it's that whole underground thing that's helping us now. It's not doing us favors in the winter. I sit in here just like shivering. Like, when do I get to go home? All right. Well, Capricorn, look what's in Capricorn for you. That's what we want to release and manifest with a full moon always. And coming off of the longest day of the year, what is it that you are going to get done at all costs to set yourself up for harvest season? All right.
All good things.
So what do we got going on? Shadow work. What is shadow work and how to do it? It's our free class. Mm-hmm. I'm teaching it live a few more times after this airs. So be sure to register for that. You'll find the link wherever it is that you're looking at this. Or just, message us, email us. We'll get you that link as well. But our free 1 hour, what is shadow work and how to do it class. And it's really, when you start thinking about your moon sign, you might see that there's lots of things. There's lots of shadow stuff lurking around. And it's the perfect class to come and get your head in the game for shadow work and getting it done.
It's a really good class.
Yeah, true that.
I go to everyone for support, and I learn something new every time.
Yeah, me too, just by teaching it and reading the comments.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It is good. All right, well, until next time.
We hope you
have an enchanted rest of your day.
Ahead.